Today, I am going to explain the film called Wifelike. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and stay safe. Wifelike Enterprises is a futuristic tech company that specializes in producing AI robots. Recently, they have successfully developed AI companions, which are beautiful female robots designed to serve the owners. The CEO of the company, Meredith, asserts that these companions can even pleasure the owners as per their demands. In the following scene, William Bradwell, a top agent who is assigned to look after the welfare of these wife material robots, visits the company and meets with a hologram image of Marion. The latter immediately expresses his condolences for William's late wife, Meredith, and reveals that he has prepared in a way I bought just like her. He put all of Meredith's memories and habits to prepare the bot. Later, William sees his newly programmed AI wife for the first time, and gets taken aback nonetheless. He quietly takes her home, hoping that they can start a new journey from today at home. Looking at the new Meredith, William recalls their first meeting when Meredith came to his front door and requested him to sign a petition to shut down White Flag. Slowly, the AI Meredith opens her eyes, and William teaches her the basics, like breathing, walking, and taking care of the house. As she begins to settle down at home, William inquires about her feelings. Meredith mentions that everything around her appears to be familiar. Later at night, William activates the intimacy mode in Meredith and enjoys pleasant intercourse. After this, when William asks her to spend some more time with him, Meredith reminds him that she has to recharge her battery in order to be fully functional the next day. She then walks out of the room and approaches her charger. Surprisingly, when she pulls out a nearby drawer, she discovers the real Meredith's journal and a small brush to comb her hair. Soon she shuts the book and begins her charging operation. The next morning, Meredith prepares breakfast for William and inquires about his job. The latter reveals that he works for the companion recovery unit, in which he protects and looks after a high-powered female robots like her. At the same time in the news, it is mentioned that this week alone, 15 companion abductions have been recorded, and the number is increasing every week. William reveals that the abduction is being carried out by a group called CARE, which has been forcing the companions to go into crowds with bonds attached to their chests. Soon, William leaves for work, and after he is gone, Meredith enters the makeup room and starts trying them one by one. She wants to quickly learn the activities of real Meredith and give William absolute pleasure. On the other hand, William arrives at work and attends a briefing regarding some missing lifelike robots. Here we get to know that William is the most effective agent in retrieving the robots from the control of the CARE group. William's supervisor reminds them to stay attentive, especially with the Sky Hour's rising membership. Soon after, the protection agency locates some of the kidnapped robots who are being held in a house in a dark room. Wendy, one of the lifelike robots, eventually opens her eyes, and after assessing her situation, she silently departs the room, attempting not to alarm their abductors. After noticing no one around, she gets a coat and flees via the window. William notices her, but is advised to wait for assistance from his colleague Jack. But sadly, he disobeys and rushes to grab the girl before she flees. As he gets closer, he discovers she is wearing a shock collar around her neck. William takes it away before asking her how many people are in the house. The girl replies that she does not know the exact number. Following this, William enters the house and finds a programmer of the Siri group practicing virtual boxing. William knocks the boy down and moves forward. Inside, he notices another lifelike robot ready to get reprogrammed and freed. He immediately approaches the robot and removes the collar from her neck. Right? Then another guy arrives there pointing a gun at the third wife-like robot. William tries his best to bargain with the guy and stop him from harming the robot. Unfortunately, when the guy shows no sign of resistance, William has no choice, so he shoots him dead. The scene then shifts to Meredith, who is charging herself at home while lying at her charging pad. Her dream program activates, and she meets her dreamscape operator, Ido, who gives her the dream of a birthday celebration. When she is escorted to visit a masked guy in the dream, who hands her a card with a picture of a red bird on it. He assures her that it will aid her recall her past before Meredith can ask anything. The masked man walks away. Next, William returns to Wifelike HQ with the 3 recovered companions. There he sees 2 other companions who disrespect him and show him their middle finger. He is told that they frequently fail, resist their owner, and must be repaired a few times every month. Meanwhile, Meredith inquires with Ido about the masked man who handed her the bird and printed business card. Ido tries his best, but can't discover any evidence of such an encounter. Following this, she inquires about real Meredith's interest, expressing a desire to learn to knit. Seeing her urge to knit, Ido installs a knitting program for her. Later, Meredith knits the bird picture from the card onto a pillow. She then gets on her bicycle and goes for a spin. Outside, she nearly collides with a woman called Louise and falls off her bike. Louise tells her that she did it on purpose and that she is here to tell ally Meredith that they are running out of time. After saying this, Louise just walks away from there, leaving Meredith confused. Later in the evening, as William is giving a bath to Meredith, she tells him about her encounter with Louise. After hearing her out, he reveals that women don't like the wife like companions, so Louise must be probably envious of her. Sometime later, Meredith gives William the pillows she knitted earlier. At first he is startled since he had no idea she could knit, but when she looks at him with loving eyes, he unwillingly tells her that he likes the design. William then begins telling her that the first time he met her was on a park bench, where she was reading a book. He claims that she first refused to sit close to him, but later agreed. At night, Meredith is reading the diary when she summons Ido to activate her dreamscape. She then requests him to feed her the memory when she was reading a book in the park. Ido reveals that some of the memories that she mentioned are not available, so he chooses one at random. Surprisingly, the same park scene plays, and as Meredith looks up, she notices the masked guy in her dream, and not William seeing the masked man. Meredith gets shocked and inquires as to why he is following her. The man approaches her, snatches her hand, and orders her to remember. Right then, William gently shakes her awake, assuring her that she is fine. She inquires about the identity of the masked guy, but William informs her that it was all a horrible dream. After Meredith goes to the bedroom, William quietly comes out of the house and dumps the cushion that Meredith gave him earlier in the garbage bin before sleeping. Meredith reads the journal and also watches some videos of real Meredith, spending time in a tent with the love of her life. The following day, William goes to rescue another wife-like companion who has started working in an office. When William urges her to get back to the wife-like HQ, she replies that she will end her life instead of going back to the HQ. As William starts forcing her to join him, she runs to the nearby window and jumps, ending her life. In the next scene, Meredith returns home to see Louise sitting on their couch. Louise tells her that she must gather herself, and also informs her that the guy with the mask wishes to meet her. She also tells Meredith that his name is Queen, and that they have a past. Meredith does not show any interest in meeting King, and says that the conversation is being recorded for William. However, Louise is unfazed, and she sends a threatening message to William. After completing work at the office, William returns home and is surprised to see a new bird cushion that Meredith knitted. Thinking that the previous one got lost, she also informs William about Louise's visit. As soon as he hears this, he immediately contacts Jack and asks for his help to search for King. They decide to use Meredith and lure Queen to them. Some time later, Jack arrives there and sets up his sleep tracking equipment. He then requests Meredith to visualize everything as real in her dream. Following this, Meredith sleeps and meets with Ido, who chooses a Halloween location and takes her to an abandoned house. Meredith, wearing a skeleton costume, enters the building and meets Keen. Here, Queen reveals his face for the first time and tells her that though his memories are wiped from her storage, he will not stop looking for her before leaving. He also gives her a location to memorize and meet him in the real world to his bad luck. William and Jack also get to know about the location, and they immediately head there with their team. However, William only manages to find a masked mannequin in the location and returns home empty-handed. At home, Meredith again asks William about Kin, and he lies to her, telling her that Kin is a bad guy, and he erased all of his memories to help Meredith live a happy life. William then contacts Jack and requests him to set them up again for Dreamscape, so that he can confront Kin. At first, Jack denies him and informs him that trying to do that again can block the Dreamscape, and that William may get stuck there forever. But later, however, when William forces him, he agrees. In the next scene, William and Meredith are at Jack's house, where he sets William to enter Meredith's dream and meet Queen. William suggests Meredith wake up when her battery reaches 10%, to which she agrees. Soon, Meredith enters her dream mode and wakes up inside a forest. Keen and William also arrive there, and before confronting King, William asks Meredith to run away, so that he can talk to Kin in private. As soon as Meredith runs away, William approaches Kin and starts beating him up badly. The dreamscape shifts to a birthday celebration setting, and William and Kin enter the party while still fighting. As William fights on, he orders Meredith to escape again, but she doesn't go far enough and hears William warn Kin that he will erase her memory. William almost murders Kin, but before he can do so, Meredith's battery dies and comes below 10%. She then suddenly wakes up, compelling William to come out of her dream. As he wakes up, he gets enraged, stating that he was so close to eliminating Kane. William informs Meredith that he will delete her memories, but she opposes this. However, William somehow convinces her, and she is brought to Lifelike HQ and placed in a room with other wifely companions. That Wife-like HQ. Meredith is welcomed by other AI-programmed robots, as they have all met previously. One of the wife-like robots, Holly, reveals to Meredith that they have learned how to preserve memories and communicate information to one another, which will aid the Ringmaster, the head of the CIA group, in bringing Lifelike down. Holly and her friend Lydia clarify that the Ringmaster is not an assailant, but rather assist them in living to programmed independent lives. Holly describes how she can conceal her memories and her dreams. Meredith also follows her instructions and successfully orders Ida to store her precious memories in a random place from where it cannot be wiped. Narrative is then transferred to a facility where her memories are wiped. Meanwhile, Louise visits Jack's girlfriend and offers her a USB disk for Jack. Meredith awakens from her sleep, but she has kept her memories. However, she acts like she is completely new and pretends to remember nothing. When she gets home, she acts the same way she always did before. But at the same time, Jack walks in. He confronts William and claims that Meredith was never his wife. He reveals that William murdered Ken, and that he now only exists in Meredith's recollections, which is why they can't find him. After telling him everything, Jack tries to arrest him, but William shoots him and kills him on the spot. Meredith also sees this and says that William murdered Jack exactly like he did Ken. She then reveals that she knows everything and hasn't been reset entirely. The scene then shifts to the time when Meredith meets William for the first time at his house. She asks him to sign the petition against White Flag. Here, William gets attracted to her and starts stalking her. Later, he forcefully captures her and Ken before shooting Ken and taking Meredith home. She begged him to let her leave, but he refuses. Following this, William tries his best to take control of Meredith and make her his own, but to his dismay, Meredith never complies with him. Enraged, one night when she is asleep, William grabs a pillow with a red bird on it and suffocates her to death. He then puts a ring on her finger to make her seem like his wife back in the present. When William gets to know that Meredith knows everything, he apologizes to her and tries to justify his actions. However, Meredith is in no mood to listen to him, and she sets her settings to full strength mode. She then attacks William and pinches his arm. As she recalls her first meeting with Ken on the park bench, she suffocates William with her crocheted bird pillow, and before walking out of there, places the engagement ring on the cushion. In the last scene, Meredith awakens in a different place and declares that she is now free. Other wives, like companions, greet her return, and we discover that she is in fact the ringmaster of the Siri group. She addresses the other two programmed robots and promises that their memories will never be erased again, and that they will never be under another's control. She closes her speech by saying life begins now. On the other hand, a wife like Marion announces that one of their top agents, Jack, has been killed by the care group, and promises to track down the ringmaster and bring them to justice. He then assigns the task to Agent William Bradwell. The movie ends with William accepting the task and revealing to us that he is actually an AI-programmed male robot. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit that like button to help our channel grow. Turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our new videos.